I think it is a good idea to put technology in the classroom because it is something that younger students can relate to in terms of how they use it. And if you're a younger teacher as well, it's something that you also are very experienced with using in your everyday life. So why not put that very familiar aspect into the classroom?
It definitely can increase motivation and energy in the classroom.
And I like the way that technology helps integrate real life in the classroom. So you can show pictures of real places that you're talking about. You can show videos. Students can take their mobile phones with them on field trips.
And it actually can extend beyond the classroom. So after some kind of activity, the students can go home, go on our blog, on the class's blog, and type their reflection or something like that. So you can connect them beyond the classroom as well. We have all different kinds of technology, blog post or some kind of like internet assignment. That's one way, or bringing in videos, as Donna said, authentic examples of language.
Integrating technology in the classroom is something that a lot of teachers already do, even if they might not realize it. I mean, if you use email to contact your students or to send them, homework or whatever, or readings, that's using technology in the classroom already. So, yeah.
I think one thing teachers are learning to do more is how to integrate the technology that students bring into their classroom. So in the class that I teach, students all have their mobile phones, and so I encourage them, if I have something, homework up on the board, they can take a photo of it, and I encourage them to use the dictionaries that are on their mobile phones. While at the same time, I want to make sure they're using effective dictionaries, so I give them websites like the Collins Learner Dictionary, and I'm going to be teaching them specifically how to use that dictionary to look up pronunciation of a word and the definition.
I also like using podcasts in the classroom. When I was working at a private language school, you would have maybe 6 weeks to get through 4 units, and that's a lot. And if the students aren't prepared for the class, that really can mess up your lesson plan. So I like the idea of putting a reading podcast online, therefore students can just access it with their mobile phones, listen to it, and they can be prepared for class.
I would like to use Poll Everywhere in my class. One of the things that I would like to use it for is to get feedback from students regarding their homework assignments. To use it before class even begins, so as the students are in class and getting settled, they have a Poll Everywhere question up on the board. Based on that answer, then the teacher can get some immediate feedback as to where to target that lesson for the day.
A website that I've used is mostly YouTube. For example, our class was doing a lesson on food, and at the end of the lesson they had to do a cooking show. So I actually found a cooking show and brought it into the class and showed it to them on the projector and everything. And so they could watch it and hear the way the host will deliver certain lines. Now watch me do this, and they could actually use this video as a model.
One activity you could do is pair up students for a writing assignment, and then one student would upload their writing while the other student can then look at it online and do the editing and make comments and then send it back. So it's a good way to do peer feedback when you're doing writing assignments.
Stuff like Google Docs is great for collaborative writing like that also.
Yeah, you can actually see the person typing as you're typing. So.
Yes.
Sometimes things don't function the way that it's supposed to function.
Very true.
And if you accidentally have the power go out, or the internet goes down, sometimes your entire lesson has to be redesigned on the spot. It can be really time-consuming to have the students learn how to use the technology, or the teachers themselves have to invest the time to learn the technology.
You have to weigh it out. Is this all this time that I'm investing outside of class to develop these materials and learn how to do this stuff for a 20 or 30 minute activity or something like that? Is that worth it, or should I just do something that requires less technology and is still communicative?
when I'm planning to use technology in the lesson, I always try to get to the classroom early so that I can actually turn the computer on. Sometimes computers are slow. And also I always try to have a plan B, so I keep my whiteboard markers with me in case I need to go back to just putting things on the whiteboard. Certain schools may not have technology, or they may block YouTube or other resources you plan to use, so it's always important to find out what the school has available and figure out what to work with from there.
Especially when you're working overseas.
Yeah.
The technology might not be what you're used to in an American classroom.
Also, technology changes so much. So, I mean, one year we might be using PowerPoint, and then the next year we'll be using Prezi, and you have to learn these different programs. Just keeping up with it is difficult enough.
Job in itself.
So, yeah.
Yeah, you might, in that situation, you might feel like every single year, even though you're teaching the same class, you have to like start over from scratch every single year to recreate all of your lesson plans and materials. I think it's also important to realize that we shouldn't be using technology just for the sake of using technology in the classroom. Whatever method you're using, you have to realize it is just a tool to present the material that students need to know. You shouldn't just flood the students with all these cool gadgets or whatever and think that they're going to learn. If you're not focusing on the needs of the classroom, then it doesn't really matter what tool you're using.